Disclaimer, because of my nonsensical brain, I say in the video that you guys will get 15 movie recommendations. However, that is not the case, because I obviously give you 10 movie recommendations, but I say 15, deal with it. Enjoy the video! What's going on YouTube, James Show? Welcome back to James Talks Movies, where today I am going to be doing kind of a different video than what I normally do. Today I'm going to give you guys a list of 15 underrated movies and kind of give you suggestions of movies that I really enjoy, but not lots of people seem to watch them. And I feel like if you do watch them, you would enjoy them. I've been doing a lot of reviews recently and kind of wanted to switch it up to a video that's a little bit different, like one of my ranking videos and stuff like that. And this time I want to just give you guys some movie recommendations. 15 of them. I've tried to add as many genres to these films as I can to try to make each one of you guys happy, and hopefully all of you guys will enjoy at least a good chunk of these movies because of the different genres that I tried to add within the 15. Maybe not horror or suspense, because I don't really watch movies like that, so I didn't really know what to add, what movie to add with that genre. But other than that, I'm gonna just give you guys 15 movies that I really love, and I think you guys will really enjoy too. Also, in the comment section down below, I would love to hear some of your movie recommendations or movies that you think are severely underrated in the comments, because hey, maybe there's a movie that you guys really enjoy that you feel like a lot more people should see that I haven't seen. So after this video is said and done, if you think I forgot a underrated movie, or just let me know in the comment section down below, and then maybe I can check it out and maybe talk about it on my channel. Who knows? So without further ado, what is my top 15 most underrated movies? Let's see. Alright, so the first movie that I have to recommend for you guys today is actually a movie that came out this year. Just not lots of people went to see it in the theater. You guys may have also seen my review of this movie, but if you haven't, or need a refresher on the plot, this movie is called Fall Guy, and it's basically about this stunt guy, Cole Sievers, who was a former stuntman, but after some unfortunate events, he needs to retire from being a stuntman. And you have this other character played by Emily Blunt, who, I forgot her name, I'll put it on the screen, her character name, but she is a movie director who is directing her first feature, and, she has a main stunt guy hired for the main actor, but he went missing. So then Colt Sievers needs to come in, who is played by Ryan Gosling, by the way, and fill in for this mystery stunt person who went missing, and kind of just fill in for him, while he also gets tasked to try to find him. So it's kind of like a mystery action type movie. You also have your rom-com element in here, Colt Sievers and Emily Blunt's character, they kind of have a little kind of romantic history going on within it to kind of give it a little bit more layers to the story, and I really enjoyed that. And overall, it's actually a really good love letter to stuntman and movie making as a whole. So if you guys really enjoyed that, I think you guys will really enjoy Fall Guy. My next movie recommendation that I have is for a movie called Thelma, which also came out this year. So you guys better get on it, because not lots of people went to see this either. And it's a comedy, and I feel like it is a really good comedy. Not lots of people are watching it. It's a very good satirical comedy about this elderly woman who gets kind of caught up in a trap, a scammer's trap, when the scammer pretends to be her grandson and pretending that her grandson got into an accident or did something bad, and he's put in jail. So she believes it, and in order for her to go and get him, try to escape him from jail in some way, she has to give $10,000. And so she gives the money, but then realizes soon after, with the help of her family, that it was a scam. And then she has to go and try to get her money back. And basically, I did a review of this too, so you guys can go and watch my review, as always, to kind of hear more of my thoughts. But basically, this movie just blends satirical comedy, which we don't get a lot of nowadays, because people are winos and don't get that making fun of other people and things, or not to be rude. It's just to make fun of what it is, and it's not to offend anyone. If it is, then don't watch the movie. That's what satirical comedy is, making fun of just things or people that have the right to be made fun of. They most likely got permission to make fun of them. So it's all fun and games at the end of the day. It's not supposed to offend anyone. It's not supposed to offend. But if you think a satirical comedy will offend you, then don't watch the movie. But I do think that this movie does a really good job of being a satirical comedy about how old people, elderly people interact, and what they do on their day-to-day life. But on the other side of that, it can also be a really intimate dramedy to on the flip side of that. Lots of old people, sadly, are alone and don't have a lot of human connection. And also, this movie is a main message is about it's okay to get help. It's okay to need help. It's okay to be able to have help to get you to the next step in your adventure or in your life. If you have people along the way that'll help you, it'll make things way easier and just make you, just even you, look better if you do that. So I really like that message, and the tone of this movie and the way that it's directed really brings the script to life. That slower pace that really helps the comedy. I just really think it really helps bring it all to life, and I do think that this movie deserves at least an Oscar nomination for Best Screenplay, but I don't think that's gonna happen. But anyways, I digress. Let's get into my next recommendation. And that recommendation is for a movie called A Goofy Movie. One of the first older movies that I have on this list. A Goofy Movie is just a movie that's a good road trip movie. This movie is made by Disney Toon Studios, and Disney Toon Studios is not Disney, but they are known for making those straight to DVD video sequels to Aladdin. You might find the sequels to Cinderella. They made those films. And I know what you're thinking. Those films aren't good. And you are right. Well, most of them aren't. But I think A Goofy Movie is definitely the best movie that they have made. You have just a really good road trip movie. You have Goofy and his son Max going on a road trip because Goofy feels like he's not really getting a lot of time with his son as he's in high school now, and he just wants to kind of learn more about his son and just get to know him. And yeah, this movie does a really good job of being a thought-provoking and sweet father and son bonding kind of story, while also having the nice zany cartoonist style that you are used to with these characters that are Mickey Mouse's friends. Next up, we have a movie called 127 Hours. And this movie is the true story of Aaron Ralston, who was a kind of an explorer in Utah, and one day he decides to go out with his friends and kind of go hiking and explore the canyons of Utah, and that all takes a sudden turn of events when during his trip he gets trapped in this canyon by a boulder getting stuck between his hand, and he's not able to get his hand out of the boulder, and he's not for quite a while, or not at all even. I'm not gonna spoil anything, obviously, here, but it is a very crazy story that tells the ways that how much being stranded can be very lonely and get to your head in a lot of ways. It really shows what you have to do sometimes to survive. And with a survival movie, you want to see that. And it really shows it in a really realistic way. And that is really good also because this is a biopic about someone who this is depicting someone's real life, and so since it does it in a realistic way, I think it just really scratches that itch that you have if you want to watch a survival movie. It really does it in a unique way that you don't see a lot of survival movies do as well, because it's a kind of an almost documentary style one, but it's a movie. It's very stylistic, and I really enjoy that, and that just makes it unique, and I love that. So yeah, 127 hours for all your survival fans, movie fans. I would recommend that one to you. Love and Monsters. Now, Love and Monsters is a movie that is about love and monsters. It's a kind of more of a apocalyptic survival movie. This is not realistic. This is not based on a true story, like 127 Hours. It's fiction about this main character, played by Dylan O'Brien, who before this apocalypse happened, had a girlfriend and was living a nice life with his family. And then these crazy monsters went and took over, and then everyone, including him and his girlfriend and his parents, all needed to separate and try to survive by going into underground, basically, into these bunkers. And they kind of have this civilization now where they're living in these bunkers. And if they need food, if they need water, they have to kind of go out and risk their lives to do that. And so, yeah, that just makes it a very unique idea and concept that is very well portrayed in this movie. And not only that, but our main character, played by Dylan O'Brien, he really misses his girlfriend, and he eventually finds out where her bunker is, where she's located, to try to survive. And so he makes the jump. He really wants to see her at least one last time, unless just in case something goes awry. And so he makes a big announcement to his friends that he is going to go out and try to find her. And there's a lot of monsters along the way, and there's lots of creative monsters in here that are visually fun to look at, really fun to kind of explore what they do, and overall it's really fun. There's he makes a companion with a dog. He makes friends with a dog, and this dog kind of helps him along the way. And who doesn't really love dogs? He makes new hunter friends, and yeah, just all a really good apocalyptic movie that if you need a break from the apocalyptic side, if you don't like it, all of it being like that, you also have that kind of romance rom-com side of it. And yeah, it's a really good movie. I definitely suggest that you guys give it a watch if you want to. Enchanted. I love Enchanted. I'm just gonna say it. I love Enchanted. This movie was actually made by Disney, and it's basically about this princess named Giselle. Giselle is a princess who lives in this animated world, as most Disney princesses do. But after some unfortunate circumstances, she ends up in New York City, in live action form. And Giselle, by the way, is played by Amy Adams. And basically, she does everything that you would think of as a Disney princess in New York City. But she is not used to the human world. So it's this princess who is not used to all these humans and places and just the real world, trying to adapt. And then you have her friends from the animated world who realize that she's missing and kind of have side quests to try to figure out where she is. And yeah, it's just a really fun time. If you love princess movies, and fairy tales, and all that stuff, this movie is not just a movie that just has one centered fairy tale kind of story to it. It kind of pays respect to every single fairy tale princess movie out there that Disney made. Snow White, Cinderella, Beauty and the Beast, all of that is kind of portrayed in Enchanted. So if you love fairy tales, Enchanted is definitely a must watch in my opinion. Alright, Saving Mr. Banks. Let's do another biopic. This movie is another movie that is made by Disney and is basically about the creation of Mary Poppins. How the classic movie Mary Poppins was made. And basically, if you like Mary Poppins and if you're interested to know how Mary Poppins was created, then that's the reason to watch it. I have no other things to really say about it. Tom Hanks and Emma Thompson are in this movie as Walt Disney and P.L. Travers. P.L. Travers being the writer of the books of Mary Poppins, and Walt Disney being Walt Disney. And so, yeah, it's a really fun movie. Really gives you insight of just how much P.L. Travers really cared about Mary Poppins, and kind of how the inspiration of her own life got put into Mary Poppins. And yeah, it's really interesting. You wouldn't really expect these things to kind of make up Mary Poppins and cause inspiration for her to make Mary Poppins. So yeah, it's a very good movie. Definitely worth a watch. It's a biopic that is able to bring the magical Disney atmosphere, but also combine it with kind of the hard-hitting, kind of dramatic stuff that goes on in movies like these. And yeah, it's just really good. The Parent Trap. The Parent Trap is also one of the older movies that I have on this list. It is made in the 90s, and this movie is a remake, actually, of a older version of The Parent Trap. I forgot when it came out, but it's a remake that stars Lindsay Lohan as twins. Lindsay Lohan plays Hallie and Annie, and they basically meet at this summer camp, and after their parents split up, and then they kind of come up with a plan to kind of make their parents realize that they should get back together. And so they switch places to try to convince the other one to kind of get back together with the other parents. And also that obviously that each twin lives in different places. They themselves want to see the other one, just to get to know them a little bit more. So yeah, it's a very fun concept. Kind of creates some funny gags and moments when kind of awkward moments between the characters in each state, because since you have these two characters kind of living in different places, one of them lives in England, and one of them lives in California, I think. And so you have each one of the family members kind of being suspicious sometimes that they are switching, and kind of they're acting a little bit different from how they would normally act. They have different quirks, and so it's just a really fun concept and really keeps you at the edge of your seat to kind of see what they will do to try to get their parents back together. But do they end up doing that? You guys will need to watch a movie to find out. But my next movie that I have for you guys today is called Peanut Butter Falcon. Peanut Butter Falcon is also a movie that I think is loosely based off a true story of this guy who has autism called Zach. And Zach is a really good big wrestling fan, and he loves wrestling, and he loves this wrestler called the Saltwater Redneck. And basically, he lives in kind of this foster home type place where he's getting taken care of. He has severe autism, and so he basically is being taken care of, making sure that he doesn't get into any trouble. But with the help of one of the other elderly men who lives in that same place with him, he escapes. And because he kind of understands how much he wants to try to find this saltwater redneck person, and he goes out on his own. And then his workers, especially his main caretaker, played by Dakota Johnson, goes out to find him. And along the way, he meets this fisherman, played by Shia LaBeouf, and basically, they kind of form a bond. And then Dakota Johnson's character finds him, and then they have to. He has to kind of make a decision. Does he want to kind of stay? Does he kind of want to go back with Dakota Johnson's character, or stay and hang out with his new friend that he made, fisherman friends that he made within Shia LaBeouf's character? So it's a really good movie that has some comedic moments. Again, really shows autism or autistic people in a really sweet, sincere light, and really shows that if even they have the passion for something, they can do anything. And it's just really cute, really fun. It's very laid back at times. It's just it's one of the more wholesome movies on this list that just doesn't really have a lot of layers to it. But it's just a very sincere and very innocent, that I just think if you guys just really want a laid back, innocent kind of movie, then this one definitely got your back. And finally, we made it to the last movie recommendation. The 10th, not 15th, the 10th movie recommendation. And also ignore the fact that I am in a completely different place and it's a completely different day, because I just didn't have time to film all of the video yesterday. But the show must go on, am I right? And so anyways, guys, the movie that I'm going to be recommending finally for you guys is called Wonder. And Wonder is basically about this young boy who is starting 5th grade named August Pullman. And he's been homeschooled all of his life until 5th grade, and he's going into public school. But there is one thing that makes August Pullman different from any other ordinary 5th grade kid, and that is he has a facial deformity. And so it's basically about him and his family and kind of how he deals with his disability and kind of how that affects his life and that how it affects everyone else's life. And while this list, I'm not making worst to best or best to worst. None of these films I'm particularly looking at that this film is better than any of the other films on this list. The subject matter speaks a lot to me, and I'm about to show you why. So wait here. Ta-da! Okay, so for you guys who do not know, I am actually in a wheelchair. I am in a wheelchair, and for you guys who are watching this video that did know that was very anticlimactic. But anyways, I am in a wheelchair, and I have a disability called spina bifida. I'm not really gonna go into what that is here, but Google it. It's kind of a almost pretty rare, not the rarest, but pretty rare kind of disability. And the reason that I am in my wheelchair and showing you guys that I am in a wheelchair is not so you guys can have pity on me. I don't, no pity party in the comments, alright? I don't need people being like, oh, you're in a wheelchair, oh, what do you need? No, I'm in a wheelchair, my wheelchair to show you guys that, even if you guys have a disability, or even if you know people who have a disability, I think that you guys just have to remember that if you know people who are in a wheelchair or you have a disability, that they can do anything. No one is useless and no one has nothing to offer. Yes, I can't run. I can't do a lot of the crazy sports or most of the things that regular people do who can have more ability than me. But I'm not saying that I'm like amazing at anything, because I'm probably not. But I can at least remember that even though I have a disability, there are people out there that are way more crippled than me, and some people are even bedridden and don't really get to have as much mobility as I do in this wheelchair. So I just gotta remember that, and I just want you guys to remember that as well. And I think that this movie Wonder does a really good job of showing that. Even if you have a disability, even if you can't do as many things or look different or something like that, you can still you can still put a stamp on this world and do something amazing if you put your mind to it. And yeah, so I just really love Wonder for that reason. And that is why it is not my favorite on this list, because a lot of these movies are great, but definitely on the top of my list for sure. But anyways, guys, that is the end of this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that bell notification after you subscribe so you can be notified every time I upload a new video. Also, in the comment section down below, don't forget to tell me some movie suggestions that you may have, so then maybe I can check them out and then maybe tell you my opinion if a movie is worth watching or not. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. Goodbye. Alright, gonna transfer on the bed. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Haha.